Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Point. We got the hit squad in the house. We got Tasha T. Sizzle, got Michigan Mike. How goes it, ladies and gentlemen?
It goes.
Yeah, it goes well.
All right, well, we have a lot to get to today, but before we get into any of this, can you please, Tasha, send a shout out to our sponsor?
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. Again, please stay on the Instagram and on her webpage for updates.
All right, and this show is also brought to you by
Wolverine_comics TX. We buy, sell, and trade all things comics. So hit me up.
Hit him up, hit her up. That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a jam-packed show, and it's going to be college heavy. So you college football fans, go ahead and get your coffee nuked, get your eggs scrambled, because this one is going to be a doozy. I just have a feeling. And friend of the show checking in early, Miss Shamika Nicole. Shamika, we need you to sit tight to help us with a segment that just popped up in our stuff this morning. So Shamika, you sit tight, go nuke your coffee, because we're gonna need to hear from you in just a minute. Speaking of the sponsor, hey gang, Denise, who I wanna share some news about, but I can't because I gotta let her mama do it. I'm just so proud of her. But I will digress. She said, what? Oh, yes, the game is all here. You know how it goes down when we got three in the box. Let's get started. Now, we're going to kind of deviate from the script, Mike. So producer Mike, stay with me here with the slides, all right? We're going to start with the game of the weekend in college and in pro football. It's the Big Ten special. It is the clash between the undefeated 7th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions and the 3rd-ranked undefeated Ohio State Suck Eyes. All right, both teams don a top 10 defense. Both teams carry undefeated records. Both teams are still in the college football playoff hunt. A huge game, not only just for the Big Ten title, but the college football and national championship titles as well. Mike, let me start with you. Which coach is under more pressure to get this W today? Is it going to be James Franklin at Penn State or Ryan Day at Ohio State?
I know y'all gonna want me to say Ryan Day. Well, because I've been saying Ryan Day, but I'm gonna go with Franklin. To be honest, he's had these high talented teams, but his record against Ohio State and Michigan and top ranked teams have been subpar by a lot. So I'm gonna go Franklin's on the hot seat.
Now, I got some nerd stats to back up Mike's point. Penn State hadn't beaten a top 10 team on the road since 1994. So, to Mike's point, they haven't really gotten it done. They 2 losses last year was against Michigan and Ohio State. He says it's Franklin. Tasha, who say you?
I'm agreeing with Mike. Brother Franklin needs to get something done because every year he's kind of in this position where Penn State is kind of undefeated. They're playing good. And then when it comes against the top tier teams, they always lose. And then they end up going to the Florida Citrus Bowl. I don't even know if that's still the name of the thing anymore.
Right.
But the pressure is on him because no one is really expecting. I mean, we're expecting stuff from the FIs, but nobody's really expecting anything from them. They're rebuilding. So we're not looking for them to just go in and just roll everybody over as they have been in the past.
Tasha, that's another great point because friend of the show, our old school homie, notoriously famous, of the noted Ohio State fan, told me last night, and I'm sorry, Nick, if you're watching for me to put this out here, he said, hey, we all know this is a down year for our quarterback room, our running back room, and for our defense. He admitted that himself and said he doesn't know what to expect today. He's just going to watch the game. So to your point, yeah, it's not the same.
Their quarterback is looking good. I mean, come on, we got to give credit where credit is due.
He's progressing, as Nick calls him, white lightning, and we still have the best player in college football, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right, and the running back he's game time. Henderson,
yeah, Travion Henderson is a game time decision. Their running backs are banged up. Going up against a number one pass defense in Penn State should be interesting. Now, as Michigan fans, you see us dawned out. Y'all know we Michigan fans. Who should Michigan fans root for today? Y'all help me out. Who should I root for, Tasha?
Penn State.
Mike.
Oh yeah, 100% Penn State. Yeah.
Hashtag we
I
are.
don't. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll get to the
Take
picks,
off the
but
damn
we'll
blindfold.
see.
Next question in my mic voice. Next. All right. Who wins, Tasha?
Hashtag we are. Wait a minute, wrong side. Hashtag we are.
Are you going with the Fights and Duckies, Mike?
No, I'm going Ohio on this one. I think the game changer is Ohio's even with their young or not as talented quarterback. He's been in a big game against Notre Dame, and that whole team has seen adversity and come out. Penn State, we don't really know. I mean, at least people are going to say, well, Michigan hasn't really played anybody either. However, Michigan has a veteran team. That's the difference. Like we've been out there before. Penn State, they got a young team still. So I'm going to go with the veterans here. I'm going to go with Ohio at home.
I'm going to take a tough way out on this. Go ahead, Tasha.
You look at it, this is the most important game in the Big Ten.
Yes, because this sets the stage for everything that happens in November when Michigan faces both teams. I totally agree. I think that that Penn State covers. This is weak on my behalf, y'all, because I'm torn. I think Penn State covers just a 4.5-point spread. But Ohio State at home, I think they get it done, but I think they get it done in a close game by a field goal. Now, speaking of Ohio State, Tasha, a former famous alum of theirs, one Heisman Trophy winning Eddie George, he made headlines this past week. He's now the head coach of Tennessee State University, our beloved college, our beloved school of North Nashville. He made headlines this week and got Nashville up in a firestorm when he called out the fans for not showing up to support the team who is now winning. Now, for those that don't know, Tennessee State University is now 4-2 under Eddie George, and one of their losses was on the road at Notre Dame, where they actually played pretty decent in the first half. Now, Mike, this is his qualm. There were 30,000 people tailgating outside of Nissan Stadium, home of the Titans, for homecoming last Saturday night. Less than half of them went in the damn game to watch the game. If you was watching it on TV, it looked like one of them COVID games where they let the fans in the stands. Eddie was livid, okay? Eddie is a winner. Like you said, he come from Ohio State. He played in front of packed houses at Titan Stadium. He was livid, saying, hey, maybe they just don't love football, which got Nashville on the defense. Shamik, I hope you're still with us because you were at homecoming. Tasha, let me ask you this before I come to Mike with a question. Does he have a gripe?
Yeah, I was pulling up. It's strange you said that. After that game, even before because I saw Eddie George, I didn't really read the article, but I just remember Sasha's uncle and a girl that I went to school with, Latrice, shouts out to Latrice Reedy Nolan. She says, she wrote this 4 days ago. She said, I promise that we can find the negative in everything. Coach Eddie George asked for the support of the football team from the community, and many of your responses were, they need to have a better record. Games need to be at the hole, etc. Regardless of their record, the team needs support of the crowd that shows up for homecoming. That makes a difference. If nothing else, it helps build their confidence. She wrote that 4 days ago, and I liked it because I have always had an issue with the crowd or the lack thereof when it comes to Tennessee State University football.
Right.
Now, the blame can go to two places, and I'm going to tell you why. It is a lot of TSU's fault. I understand why you said we're going to put the games in. At that time, it was LP Field.
Right.
Why you put the games in LP Field. That's the biggest mistake you could have made right there. Right. Because
it's like the whales eating a Tic Tac. The stadium was too big for that kind of crowd.
And then on top of that, you are playing, you are an HBCU. We're going to go and say you're a black school playing in a white conference. The white people ain't even coming over there to see the games at the Titan Stadium now. They won't come to the hole either, but we came to the hole. And someone else, it's funny oh my God, I got to find this. I can still talk my point and find this. Somebody made a point in one of the other things to them, the HBCU webpage, and they were like, here it is. PSA, if it's your first time attending an HBCU homecoming, stop asking who y'all playing. We don't know. That's sad.
That is sad. As a
And
football fan, that is sad. And
right.
It wasn't always that way with Tennessee State University.
Exactly. And wait a minute, I mean, here's it. One of the comments said that at TSU they don't have a good place for tailgating. But okay, and I get you with that. I fully get that. There is the TSU. If you want the crowd to come to the hole, because people show up at the hole. It was more people at the pep rally at the hole than it was inside that game.
Right. That was embarrassing looking at it on TV.
TSU has started trying to beautify the campus. You took away any place that people could actually tailgate. You can't pitch a tent on concrete.
Right.
All that area that was grass, they have shellacked it over and put concrete. And so all you have is the parking lot. So that is true. There is nowhere for people to tailgate. But aside of all that, like
but Tasha, 30,000 people tailgating outside of Nissan Stadium, right. Less than half go in the game.
And less than half go in. So to Latrice's point, and to the point of many, including Sasha's uncle, y'all need to take y'all ass inside. It's sad and it's very disrespectful. They are 4-2.
Right.
So if the complaints was TSU wasn't winning, we don't want to see that, because even when they were bad, I did go to the games. I sat in the games. It was nobody there.
Now, real quick, your daughter says, I tailgate before the game starts, but I like watching the damn game and hearing the band, in the party after. And half of y'all, when I go on Facebook, y'all all together anyway. Y'all seeing each other every other weekend. Y'all having a party. You having a family function. Why in the hell for y'all can't go in the game? If y'all it ain't $300 tickets, for goodness sake.
Right, the tickets is what, $45 at the most?
It's less than Netflix, Hulu, and ESPN bundle package. Mike, let me come to you real quick, because let's take this as a coach, as a football mind, as a football fan that you are, that actually goes in and not only watches the game, you like watch the games. If you were a coach of a small school, a small program that wasn't getting fan support, but you were winning on the field, would that dissuade you from wanting to continue to coach there? What would be more important to you, the winning or support?
That's tough. I mean, they hired me to win, right? So I'm focused on winning. I think he has a good grasp on the winning part. So then he's probably thinking like, hey, like this is my community too, and this is unacceptable type of thing.
Right. Now, Martrice, who was, I believe she was tailgating at the game, she says, number A, it's easier to say the hole is packed than Nissan Stadium, true to Tasha's point. B, the same Van Master fan base that's been in the game is in the game. Now, your family, I saw them posting inside the game. So Martrice's family may be, they may be an elixir to all of this. Now, Shamika says, y'all don't want me to start.
Shamika,
yes, we do. Because you are a passionate Tennessee State University alum. And I wanted to know, you got boots on the ground because you attended homecoming. Like, why aren't we going to the games? Now, Mike, to give you some background on this, Tennessee State University, when we were kids, they were Nashville's black team. Let's just put it that way. You had the University of Tennessee and Tennessee State as far as from a pride standpoint. People had pride in that program. They churned out people in the NFL. The games were packed. They played in a historically black university conference at the time, so there were lots of historical rivals that would come in, per se. It would be the black version of Penn State versus Ohio State, where the bands get into it, the banter back and forth. We don't have that anymore because they moved to the OVC, which is a predominantly white conference. They get it for money, but that's neither here nor there. Now, the comments are coming in. Now, hold on. Now, Steve says, man. What's up, Steve? Good to see you in the comments. Martrice says, and how about why do your actual students not come to the game? Most of the tailgating is done by folks who are not even in the TSU system.
Again, what did I say? That was the biggest mistake, moving those games off campus. When we lived in Wilson, Watson, Hale, what's some of the other dorms? All we had to do was put on our clothes and walk down the street.
Right. Oh, so you're saying the stadium that they play in isn't walkable to the students?
No. You've been to Nissan Stadium. They play at the Titan Stadium, and the campus is miles away.
No, you got to put that. You got to build a stadium, even if it's smaller. You got to build a stadium on campus. I mean, you got 30,000 just in students.
Shuttle buses that take them back and forth. No, the way these students dress up and get clean, they're not finna wait on that bus. And they're not going to get in their cars and drive over there.
No.
There's no interest from the student body because they play away from campus.
Now, Shamika's like, I have a whole kid and I have marched before. She says, now, as a TSU student, let me pull this back up. I made it my business to be at a game when they moved it and when it was in the hole. Now, this is one of the people that I'm glad that she chimed in on this because she actually does support. I've seen her posting pictures all week. She donates her time, her money back to the university. And that's a great thing to see. But, man, Mike, you know I'll be watching those TSU games on ESPN+. And I joked to you about the band was louder than the damn announcers because there was no crowd noise. It was like it's a fashion show and a big cookout, says Steve Fuller. I almost don't want to open up this bag of words, but culturally, this doesn't happen at every HBCU though. Howard has sold out games,
but
Grambling too. But what?
Speaking of Howard, they're supposed to be doing a home and home with Howard. My cousin went to Howard, and the thing about Howard, and I just sent this message to Sasha. Howard is different. They do everything pre-game. When you go to the game, they play in a small stadium. Everyone has on HU clothing. It is about the culture of being there. They kick it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. After the game is when everybody gets suited and booted. I mean, I ain't seen so many fashions like that in my entire life when I went to a Howard homecoming. It was totally different. And
Mike, you will see no jeans or sneakers at an HBCU homecoming game. It's going to look like Sam.
And Howard, they did. Howard, they went to the game with jeans, sneakers. You didn't see nobody with, because my friend and I was sitting there. We said, where the leather and shit? Because we used to see it.
Now, Tasha, Wayne checked in. Wayne went and saw them play on the road against Notre Dame. But I wonder if he went to the hole. He says the TSU fan base doesn't like football. They just party people. Is that true?
Are.
They are. Attacked.
What did I tell you? They want to know what's the
new
laugh,
Mike.
They want to do the Cupid
I mean, you don't need to ask anybody. You just said that they had 30,000 people tailgating, and then only 15 went into the stadium.
I will go to a game and sit past halftime. That's another thing. Well, after halftime, it's like the collection plate all day. Pass the collection plate up, church over. Let me get on out of here. He's saying no stadiums are small, though. Should we rebuild the whole? Don't they have some money coming to you?
They got this money.
Yes, thank you, T.
They got supposedly billions of dollars coming in. They can do a whole, the same way they put all this stuff for the past Olympic champions. They redid the track on the side. They trying to get a hockey team. Y'all can redo the whole.
Right. He says, I grew up walking to the game. Those days are over. Me and my brother did too. It was a huge family event. Now, Miss Hastings, shouts out to Mama Hastings because she's worked there for over 25 years. She said the students still don't come and the game at the Hale Stadium. Now, that's unacceptable.
Because they don't have a culture of supporting the football team. That's why.
Now, White says the Classics changed everything. Why go to the hole when you can go to Atlanta and go to basically the BET Awards?
And they did.
They have to start engaging the young. Start giving the surrounding schools in Metro free tickets. Mike, she just walked me right into my question to you. Okay, you're Eddie George. You're the football coach. You see what's going on. You saw the people coming in with the bus. You saw none of them come in the stadium. How do you engage the community, just you personally? What would you do?
Yeah, if you want fans in the stadium, then start giving a couple weeks for free. Like, start getting them in there. I think, it's a whole different culture. I agree. And you're going to start to see, like, people are going to just save their money or their time to go to a better game or, like you said, the Classic.
No, right. I agree with you 100%, Mike. And thank you for hanging in here with us. This is something that's just very passionate going on around the city of Nashville, and we had to touch on that this morning. Now, Steve said JSU brought out $55K in one game with Deion touchdown.
Oh, let's go there. Remember when Prime was there and
Thank you, Mike, for hanging in there with us on this.
I took a photo of Veterans Memorial Stadium. I think that's what theirs is called, Memorial Stadium. And I said, TSU, this is what you do for homecoming. But you have noticed, since Deion is gone, those numbers are down. That goes.
You said that was going to happen too.
People are coming for the show. Dion was the show at Jackson State. They're not coming for football.
And shout out to Kenny, man. He said they moved the stadium when this was before your time, Kenny, but there was a time, but you only know them in the whole because of your age. Langston's checking in. And the speaker says, the truth be told, I would rather sit in the stands at Nissan Stadium than those bleachers in the hole. The hole is raggedy. Remember the game you took me to last week, that high school game, and I said, wow, this stadium looks better than my college stadium. That wasn't hyperbole. I was telling the truth. Mike is like, you got to be lying.
Sasha is 28 years old. She has this photo. The last game in the hole, I took Sasha, and she was a child. That's the last time I went to the hole.
I can't remember the last time I went to the hole, but
the last game that I went to where the crowd stayed, you want to know why the crowd stayed after halftime? We played Southern. The only reason the crowd stayed is because Southern's band's bus the bus got stopped. So the band did not make it until the fourth quarter. So because they kept making announcements, the band is en route, the band is en route. They only stayed because the Southern band was coming.
Man, these comments are hurting my feelings. He said they give away tickets. The kids don't want them. They handing them back to the
usually students get in for free. So that's you're not solving for that.
PSU is a band culture school, period. They ain't cared about football in decades. John Thompson is rolling over in his grave. That's all, but he's true. But the thing is, they're not even showing up for the band. They're not even showing up for the band no more, Steve. Why not?
And that band sounded good.
They shout out to AP Culture checking in. She taught there. We went there. We had so many great memories at the hole. But this is my thing, because this is going to be hard to unwind and get out of this, but we will in just a second. She says, also, people need to realize that in all sports, people need to realize that their kids are playing in our colors no matter where they play. We should support them, period. I agree. Whether we're in OVC, the crowd support for that McKinney game blew me away. There were blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics. Everybody was there cheering, singing along, dancing along. It was a totally diverse crowd. I looked around like everybody came out to support their children. Why can't we? This looks bad, TSU.
I'm telling you now, when Sasha was in high school.
Damn it, Langston, don't be dishonest.
The biggest game was Ravenwood. It was the Ravenwood versus Brentwood. It was called the Battle of the Wood. Y'all, it'd be so many people at that game. It was literally like a college game, people walking around. There were no seats, and this is a high school game. High school game.
No, McKinney showed us how to do it. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed that I was even blown away. They got a Jumbotron in high school.
Well, you know that is
TSU. If I'm Eddie George, Mike, if you're Eddie George, does this make you want to look elsewhere? Just for the people who are just now checking in, because they may have missed that earlier.
Yeah, I would definitely think about it after the season.
That's hurtful. College football is down on every level. This is a Power 5. MTSU is playing on the 2 season. They are. That's a money grab.
Really?
Checking in with desegregation ruined HBCU sports. Not for Dion and them last year. Now,
hey, you need that. You need that white or that Hispanic kicker now.
You sure do. They go out there doing damage. Like the team is diverse. Why can't the crowd be?
You see Sasha
the Woods next week. See, they
shout out to Brentwood High School.
And yes, I buy tickets to go to that game, and I sit by the band on purpose. But see, you are what I call a day one. You're a day one, and you've always been a day one. Like I can't stop these comments. I took CP in the game. The student engagement is low. This is crazy. All right, we could literally do a whole show on this, but we will not. But I'm going back to Mike's point of I'm worried about losing Eddie George. He's turning around the culture there. He's starting to book Power 5 schools like Notre Dame. He has friends within the industry that can throw him a bone to give him those $1 million payouts. Why run the man off?
Hey, Wayne, if
your ass across the street.
Wayne, if you still on, what was the TSU crowd like at Notre Dame?
The Donaldsons and the band. Where the hell Eddie going, man? One season does not. Langston, now ain't the time. Look, I hate that he tells the truth sometimes. I don't like that.
Langston with the professional studio folks.
Hold on. Let's go back to the beard game. Look at
Yeah, I want to know what he's looking at,
Where you at?
Langston.
all the nails, Langston?
Steve says the athletic director at TSU is straight trash too. Steve is a person that has tremendous pride in North Nashville.
There you go. That might be a change then.
And that culture. Like for him to say that, this just hurts my feelings. They must get with the Greeks and come up with something. Here's my thing. You got to go Dion, Mike. You got to go bring in Lil Webby, Lil Chebby. You got to go bring in, damn it, where's Oprah and Gail? Where are the famous alumni, the famous Tennessee artists? You got to go bring in Rick Ross, get Drake on campus.
Yeah.
These kids are going to follow.
I mean, you saw Nebraska with their volleyball team. They put a country concert after the game, and they sold out the whole stadium.
Had 90-some thousand people in there watching the volleyball.
For a volleyball game. Come on,
Eddie. Now, see, this makes me want to put this back in your lap, Eddie, because, like Mike said, okay, well, how are you engaging your community? This is crazy. She's like, Miss Hastings. These are really strong supporters. Martre's family was the pep squad. They are. Tasha, stop it. You get more people at the pep rally than the home game, Mike. This is the life of HBCU football. Like, this is crazy. That doesn't fit Eddie's character. Well, what do we do, Wayne? What do we do then? And it doesn't fit his character.
So he wants the community to change, but he doesn't want to change. Okay.
Come on, Mike. Say that one more time for the people.
I'm just saying. He's yelling at the community about changing, but he doesn't want to change. You got to give and take here.
Right. And Dion has mastered that. He came in with both guns blazing.
Dion
watch this damn game. Mike, guess who we playing today? We're playing a team called Lincoln.
I thought it was Lincoln in Oklahoma, the HBCU. Shouts out to my friend Vanessa. She's the white Delta Sigma member of Delta Sigma Theta that went viral, and she's a Lincoln University.
Definitely agrees with you, Mike. Be the change you want to see. Look at Mike being all philosophical on a Saturday morning. That's what I'm talking about.
Was it?
All right, wow, like that was. I figured this might be explosive just judging by some of the Facebook rants that I saw this week behind Eddie's comments. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to follow up next week and tell you what that crowd looked like because I'm going to watch that game.
Wayne, I'm still waiting for what you said. The crowd was like
at the Notre Dame game.
Wayne, what was the TSU crowd like at the Notre Dame game? He said HBCU football is on life support. Nobody's going to these games when UT is playing BAMA at 2:30. You said that last year on the show, and you're right. They're going up against UT. Stop laughing, Mike.
They play at the same time? Oh, come on.
They play at the same time as UT, and guess what I'm going to be?
You better move that to a Friday night games for TSU.
They need to, like he said about MTSU playing on Tuesday and Wednesday. Y'all need to play on Tuesdays, bro.
And it don't be nobody at them MTSU games either.
Now he just brought somebody else into the blame game. He said an aggressive and financially liberal alumni.
Y'all think I'm gonna give TSU $1? You think I'm gonna give TSU $1 in the state of 2,000?
Wayne said 2,000, about 2,000 people. That was more than homecoming. Mike, this ain't funny. I was doing a total marketing overhaul just like Vandy did when Coach Franklin got there.
Man,
there's football. Eddie, don't you ever say you don't know about football, Eddie. We do.
Man, it was more Vandy fans in the stands when Coach Franklin was coaching at Vandy.
Now, Treese, this ain't right. You said, first of all, you said a team called Lincoln. That's enough for me to watch UT and Bama. Mike, I'm glad you're getting a laugh at our expense today. This ain't right. They play at 2 today, and I ain't watching it because I'm watching Milroe versus Milton in the third third Saturday in October. Good morning, Miss Paulette Woodard. Speaking of North Nashville, homecoming was 13,000. I saw 100,000 outside. Yes, so did Eddie, and he put that ass on blast. Tasha treat TSU like Oprah do. So do.
Hey, I had to take a shower in the shower that had the water that was going drip.
You know what? We getting out of this. All right. Now, Mike. That's what. Oh, Mom, I said his name wrong. I said Thompson instead of Merritt. Right. We need another John Merritt to turn things around. He was a rock star, always on local TV. He did. He had a local show before the NFL Today with Jimmy the Greek. He sure did. Sure did. And that's when we was putting players in the NFL. But Eddie is putting a good product on the field. Give the man a chance.
I mean, TSU was still putting players in the NFL.
Give me one more chance. Hey. No. All right. Now, Oh, wait a minute. Let me let my brother get the last word in on here because he's a TSU all up as well. TSU needs to quit being cheap. I don't want to read no more. So ESPN got a name in the game, right? Right. These ESPN games, I told y'all that.
Did they take the prize out first, Damien, or they got it in there rattling around?
Yeah, he said the announcers sound like they're talking into Crackerjack boxes. Mike, then you know I wasn't lying to you last week. I was not.
Yeah, sounds like TSU needs the trio to do their games. You know.
Woo! They need the extra point to call these games. And no, because Eddie been done put Mike on the staff, and we'll lose one of our members. He's like, I like the way you call that defense. Damien ain't lying though. So we're gonna let Damien have the last word on that. I'm sweating. Y'all done got me so fired up about that. All right, now back to the Big Ten. Mike, Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines have once again found themselves in the crosshairs of the NCAA. Where my producer at? There he is. My man, your man, America's man, Jim Harbaugh. He just got through serving a 3-game suspension for Burgergate, taking the kid to go get a Whataburger. Now the NCAA is alleging that we've concocted some elaborate scheme through a staffer named Connor Stallions that we're going and we're scouting other teams and future opponents.
Wait a minute, what was that name? What was that name?
His name is Connor Stallions. And they said that he has this elaborate scheme concocted to view future opponents and to steal their signs, and that was outlawed in 1994. About 8 months before Biggie got killed in Vegas. Mike, let me start with you. Now I want to see your whole face because they know what Harbaugh looked like. Mike, your thoughts when you saw this article drop 2 days ago?
Man, so many thoughts went through my head. First of all,
Wait a minute. Now, here we go, Tasha. Hold on.
Yeah, see, yeah, all the haters coming out.
Here we go.
First of all, I was like, wait, so what's the problem here? Is it the cheating? Is it the stealing of the signs? And they were like, oh no, you could steal signs. That's not against the law or the rules. It's sending someone to scout another team in person. And I was like, what?
You mean like how they do it in 2023?
Yeah, I was like, so what's the difference between that and watching ESPN football game? Like, what's the difference here? Man, I was,
right? You know that, right?
I was like, oh, okay, they really want Harbaugh out of here. That's what I thought.
Right. Now, Tasha, let me get you a 2-part question before I come back to Mike on this. Number 1, do you think Connor Stallions did this? And 2, do you even care?
I don't care.
Right.
Like Langston said, that's why I started laughing. That's like porn stash. It sounds like a porn star name. But I don't care. Like Mike just said, you can go anywhere through any avenue, any place, and get football coverage, plays, etc. from any team, NFL, NCAA, you can get it anywhere.
Yeah, YouTube, like.
But
right, they even have an all 22 package that you can purchase with the ESPN Plus, where you get the overhead. You see it all.
But like Desmond Howard said, he said that's why you have like the NFL coaches, they cover their mouths a lot of times when they talk. But it's all if it did happen, I want them to come clean. Because what do I always say? The crime is in the cover-up. I don't think it should be anything wrong with if Mike wants to know what the FIs are going to do, Mike, go into the game. All right, come back. What you see? Well, hey, this is what I saw. What's the crime in that?
Right.
Well, it's their old rule, and they don't like it. Like
Wayne said, "Stop it, y'all cheating."
If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
Now here. All right, I'm still mad about the Eddie stuff. Now y'all got me on Harbaugh. I'm finna go off again because this is a sham and a shakedown of epic proportions. This is something that people have been doing since Christ's time, since he came out the River Jordan. If you're not scouting, you're not trying. Number 2, This low-level staffer, Connor Stallions, okay, so he's going to buy a ticket to the game and he's getting your signals. Isn't it incumbent upon you to change your signals up? Isn't it like you don't hear me
That's what I'm
crying
saying.
about somebody?
That's why they have those different pictures that they hold up on the sideline. They're trying to throw everybody off to make it harder.
Right. We wasn't beating on no trash cans. Good morning to Miss Christina. If you ain't poaching, you ain't great. That's what we're talking about.
So you mean to tell me ain't nobody in Michigan stealing signals?
He said anybody still wear khakis is a cheater. Now khakis are fading out, y'all. That's becoming.
No, he has blue pants on now. See?
Yeah, he got them Jordan joints on now.
Those are becoming creep pants. Them khakis. That's for them people who drive them vans with no windows. Steve, he says, great point, T. I know you and P are biased about how. And
first of all, Steve, I called a spade.
Yeah.
When Harbaugh was crappy, I said he was crappy. But the stuff that the NCAA is doing, they are trying to push him out of college football for whatever reason.
Because he doesn't care about him. That's why.
Please. You a sponsor. I mean, it's not like they won a national championship 8 times out of the last 10. Come on, that's cheap.
But it's kind of our point, though. That's our whole point.
But she got a point. Ed too.
Yeah.
But she got a point.
Like y'all ain't. Here's my conspiracy. Now Wayne
did it work? Did it work again? Maybe they should have sent somebody down there and watch some TCU games. I don't know.
Still too soon. I said I needed 365 days. That's too soon. Don't bring up TCU. Don't bring up TCU. That's not cool. Mike, now there is an entity that hasn't been talked about in the last 48 hours ad nauseum about Michigan, and that's the actual players on the field. They got Instagram, they got Twitter, they on social media, they got people blowing up their inboxes. Do you think this will be a distraction for the team tonight as they face little brother?
I would think so if it was like an older team, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. I do think so. I think with this day and age, these kids don't care. They're like, okay, cool. Like, you want to talk about me? You want to talk? You want to put my name in your mouth? Hey, that's more fuel to me. I think they're going to come out firing. Yeah. Oh, I think they're going to come out firing. It's going to be like, remember the Titans, where he's like, you will have them remember the night that they played the Titans. I'm like, that's what it's going to be like.
Oh, maybe it came from within Michigan. Maybe boosters are mad about. Oh. Now that's a conspiracy theory worth digging into. Maybe you think it's one of the coaches, Shamon Moore? You think he's the leak trying to get Harbaugh to pay?
But the thing is, when Harbaugh was terrible, and I was the main person saying I want him gone.
I was too. I did too. That was me too.
I can understand it, but he's winning now.
Right.
So the fans, us included, we have no reason to be trying to come down on him. So this reeks of somebody done got some palms grease somewhere.
Right. Now, and I guarantee you was that damn Kirby Smart was one of them, because he know we on that ass. He know we on that ass. He don't want no parts of us. We got the ring.
And how come Michigan State tried to run away from this game? Come on, get that butt whooping. Come on in here.
No, y'all gonna take this anime, and y'all who watch the movie know what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna take this anime. Yeah. Y'all gonna eat that cake tonight.
Especially since you want to jump people in the tunnel. Okay, come on in here.
Right. Now, I don't know what Damien about to say. Well, we know what Harbaugh brought his ass coaches for Christmas, but not give us. Oh, you got jokes, D. Okay. See, now that your team is in the top 10, North Carolina in the top 10, now he throwing shots at us. Y'all keep winning.
Hey, they looking good, though.
They some count. Yeah, Mac Brown got them boys playing. So is Dallas, F. Dak, McCarthy, and Jerry NIT winning? No. You know what? Look, we're going to get out of this. Mike, what happens with this investigation? What do you think ultimately happens with all of this?
It goes away. Tasha, and then the NCAA tries to figure out something else.
It doesn't go away. It's always going to stay in there. Remember when? Right. Just like they do about the burger. Remember when how we joked about him being in the tree house with the khakis recruiting? It's never gonna go away. They're always going to use this and be like, Well, you know they was sign stealing. They was out there stealing plays. It's always if we win, let's say we win the national championship.
When we win that natty,
it's going to be, well, was it a valid championship? Because you know there was allegations. Nothing was ever proved that they were stealing signals and calls and plays.
You just unveiled my conspiracy theory that they don't want Harbaugh gone. They just want to SHIT on his name. So if you lose the national championship or you don't make it, they can't spy no more. Now we done uncovered their thing. Now they losing. But if we win the national championship, it puts a little stain on like the Ohio State fans can still say, but y'all was probably cheating. I don't give a damn what you say. I'm gonna be at that parade up there in the AA. We're gonna win that title.
I'm gonna get me another ring. So
they haven't unfurled those banners for the Fab Five. I think that if they can get enough noodles to hit that wall, that they can go after him for lack of institutional control and try to vacate a possible title. Since they have no power to really suspend him, he took their suspension, ate it, spit it back out, and gave himself a lesser one. You know, can you imagine if
your back on the sideline like this?
You tell Tristan he's suspended. I mean, he's grounded for 2 weeks, and he says, "No, I think I'll make it a week." And he going about his business after a week. You're gonna be like, "What? That's the NCAA. They Blue Who." Hey, tune in tonight, Christine, at 6:30 on NBC. You don't need cable. You don't need to pass go. If y'all want to see a dead body, tune in around 6:45 Central Time on NBC, the Peacock. You're going to see a dead body laying in that field. Steve, it ain't a coach in this world.
That's what I'm saying, man. NCAA is about to go bye-bye.
It's all about Harbaugh.
They acted brand new about the whole situation. You forgiven for all of your TSU stuff that you said earlier, but you was right. Ann Arbor needs to do is talk to Belichick about how not to get caught out. I mean, look, I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but Tasha made the critical point that before we transition, it's not the crime, is the cover up. Now Harbaugh's on record saying he didn't know nothing about this. If they find out he did, we done regardless. He's done regardless. Now you can start going after games. If I'm Harbaugh, I just sit low, lay low. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. No comment.
They don't have proof. It's pretty apparent that they don't really have proof. So.
They're not gonna find proof. I think Harbaugh pissed somebody off on his. Mama, you saying it's an inside job?
I mean, that's what I said, because how else would they know? I mean,
because Rutgers,
at these Big Ten games, these stands are full of people. So you mean to tell me out of 80,000 people, somebody saw Mike and then saw him at the Michigan game, said, I saw that same dude at the Northwestern game.
Every other city we go. Every other city.
So it has to be an inside job.
Hold on. Langston said, what does Steve know? He only know about DJing and sweet talking to women. Now Steve will croom a woman on Facebook. He be spitting game. Langston is just Dexter. Dexter from the island. Eddie Murphy was talking about.
What you trying to know?
But now till you die, right? That's what
it wasn't me.
Lie. That's what we doing, because we this close to a natty, y'all, and y'all know it. Y'all been watching the games this year. Y'all know we got the quarterback, we got the offensive line, we got the running backs, we got the receivers, we got the front seven, we got two of the best secondary players in the country. We have zero weaknesses. Woo!
And the fans are smiling.
All right, now back to Tennessee. We got another big game. Tasha, it's the third Saturday in October, which means what?
Bama and UT.
Means Bama and, sorry, Mike, the real UT, the University of Tennessee. Stop it, Paul. It's Michigan. Look, I'm going to deny to the day I die. Michigan ain't did nothing wrong. Right. That ain't Cole Carr. That's Martin Carr. He bought the ticket, and that's how we going to kick it.
Evelyn.
Right. You see me rocking my blue, and it ain't going nowhere. So if you call me a cheater when you see me in the streets, just make sure you know I'm going to throw my hat up in the air, and Tasha and Mike going to come running. Call me if you want to. go blue. Boy, y'all got me fired up this morning. Oh, wow. This it's just like, right. So what? So what, Martrice? You're a Buckeye fan. Here we go. But it is UT Bama week. Last year was a thriller. Mike, remember last year the UT fans stormed the field, tore down the goalpost, and tossed it in the Tennessee River.
Mm-hmm. And then they were like, "You're going to pay for that."
They didn't care. They got it.
Now only a mama would finish with go blue after she said it was an inside job. Now I'm looking side-eyed at the sidelines all night. Like, was it you, Mike Hart? Was it you? All right, let's go. Now last year, Mike, it was Jalen. It was Hendon Hooker versus Bryce Young in an epic, colossal shootout, 50-something to 50-something. This year we got Joe Milton and Jalen Milroe. Who do you trust more in this matchup today?
I ain't trusting nobody.
What you say next question?
One. Yeah, I ain't choosing that one.
Right.
Joshua, help us out here.
No, why do you think I started laughing? Because I watched JoJo last week.
He looked bad, and he's regressed since week one. Every week,
yeah, he has.
And the reason why I'm asking this to you two is because both of these quarterbacks, one has been benched, the other one UT fans are calling to be benched. One of them ain't gonna make it out of this game alive. They ain't gonna be starting after this game. Who won't be? Better question. Who won't be starting next week, Tasha?
That's the question.
Have you ever gone into a game where the quarterback play is basically dead even?
Dead even. And we're not talking about elite even either.
It's like they show sparks of greatness and then it's
Now, Langston said he's going with Milton because he believes that Josh Heupel will scheme his wide receivers open well against Bama's defense, who's not the same defense as they were last year.
Right, and that's the thing. I expected JoJo to be not a Hendon Hooker, but Heupel is a former quarterback. So if he can't get into his quarterback's head and try to work around some things and fix some things, I don't know. I can't explain it.
Now, Mike Wayne says it's not JoJo. It's the offense has been exposed because you've never been a fan of that style of offense anyway, have you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I can agree with this. I think it's both. I think when the offense gets exposed, the coaching staff and JoJo can't make that adjustment. And it's that adjustment for me. I think JoJo is going to take a seat after this game. I think I have more faith in Alabama just because of Nick Saban. And Nick Saban is notorious for being like, no, you're out. Second half, new quarterback comes in and wins the game.
But you saw what the other quarterback did against UCF. He ain't no count neither.
Then maybe they're third string. It's Alabama, you know.
President no more. Look at you out here still campaigning. I love Michigan. He said, sidebar, UT Bama game comes down to which QB ain't effing up the most. Right along lines of what we're talking about. Who makes the most critical mistake? JoJo, you've burned me so many times it is hard for me to trust you. Tree said, just leave the goalpost alone this year. I don't think Bama will storm the field if they get the win today, though. I think that they're so used to beating UT, that won't be a thing. She's Denise. The thing is, though, Bama is still a good team despite how horrible. They're only a one-loss team so far. They still got plenty of dogs left in the fight. What did Coop know? He picked White's Creek to be You did not, Coop. Say it ain't. Oh, he said just kidding. I was like, say it ain't so. Somebody said Nick needs to call Vrabel. Oh, and on that note, we're gonna get to who wins this game. Tasha, who wins today? Alabama's a 9-point home favorite.
Damn. I mean,
9 points.
Like, ain't either one of them no count.
I mean, because Jalen Milroe, to Mike's point and what you said about the offense in general, Bama has the type of offense that can cover up Milroe's mistakes.
They've done it so far, other than that one loss to Texas, yeah.
If JoJo struggles so bad, you see how hard. I mean, and it was the defense that actually got UT back into that game. that allowed that offense to come in and take
They
over.
got a huge turnover on Bryce Young late in that game.
If that and I'm talking about last week.
Oh, last week. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think Alabama's wide receivers and everything, they're kind of coming together. Oh man. I don't want to choose against you too.
No, you come on.
Go ahead, Tasha. Say it with your chest. You winning in the picks anyway. Tasha's our show.
Dang, she said Bama.
She said roll tide. Mama, she said roll tide. Mama said you gonna eat your words, Mike. So that's 2 word roll tide, son. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to Tennessee, Mike, because they're gonna cover that down. She says they ready to call Tyrone.
I will put it this way. I want UT to win because y'all know I'm gonna always root for JoJo because of where he came from. But
I do think it's gonna be a barn burner. I
don't trust the UT offense enough to pull for them, even though I want them to win.
Mama said it ain't hard to say, Tasha. Say it with your chest. Come on. So y'all both on the record saying Alabama, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going University of Tennessee. I'm going with the Fighting AP Coaches. All right, now let's move on to some quick NFL business real quick. Now, last week, the last 2 remaining undefeated teams failed. So there's no more undefeated teams. Like, this is where you want to be right here. Good job, producer. This is where you want to be in February. You want to be, Mama, I know I just said February just as an inside joke. That's, don't get embarrassed. This is where you want to be. You want to be here for Super Bowl 58. Now, there are 5-1 teams, Mike and Tasha. It is Miami, Philly, San Francisco, Detroit, and Kansas City. Who's the best team in the NFL, Mike?
Man, that's tough.
San Francisco, I already got my pick out there.
Well, yeah, I went strictly off of just to get some, I like to see numbers. So I went off of the plus minus and some teams that were up there like Kansas City, Miami, Baltimore was up there. I'm going to go with Kansas City just because they still the champs. And it's not like they lost a whole bunch of talent on the field. And we know that Kansas City is just trying to get through and then end up, starting to play in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with Kansas City right now.
Did you know the Chiefs had the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL? You think about offense when you think about them. But if you can't score against Mahomes, how you going to beat them?
Right. I got Kansas City.
Okay, so Mike's going with Kansas City. Okay, what you got, Tasha?
I said the 49ers, but outside of the 49ers, them Detroit Lions,
if he coaches with you, they did knock off Kansas City in the opener.
And Detroit has the weakest schedule left to play.
That NFC North ain't no count. You got the Bears, the Packers looking a mess. One question I want to throw to you, Mike. Back to the Alabama, Tennessee. Steve had a question. Do you think both QBs have the Steve McNair issue with the coaching staff? Are they trying to make them fit a system instead of letting them loose? You saw Milton up close and personal. You think he fits that system, though, right?
I do think so. I think JoJo needs to work on making adjustments at the half. And if his coaching staff is trying to make adjustments, then he needs to go along with it in live time. And I think that's what he struggles with.
Okay, I agree with you. Now, a lot of people are saying Detroit. Now, Langston says the Lions will crumble. Come on, it's still Detroit. Boy, he's making a lot of friends in all the cities today.
If Detroit does falter in the end, it's going to be an embarrassment. But I can also tack that up to the fact that they don't know how to win. But last year, they looked so good towards that last game.
And Mike said that was a team to be on the lookout for when they drafted Aiden Hutchinson, and they've been count ever since.
And then when it comes to the playoffs, do they know how to play playoff caliber football? Regular season and playoff are 2 different things.
The thing is, my heart says Miami just because they're the one team since 1958 that has 15 rushing touchdowns and 15 passing touchdowns after 6 games. Like, they have no real weaknesses. Now they get Jalen Ramsey back in a couple of months from his injury, which is going to bolster that secondary. And Tyreek Hill is a cheat code. Like, he's matchup proof. He can bust up your game just him himself. Like, just throw the ball and throw a little hitch. He going 80. Mike, I am so mad that you got your hands on Hill and not me. That makes all the difference.
We can also look even though you're not gonna like it, let's look at Duval. They out there playing, and they
4 in a row, and now Sunshine, aka Trevor Lawrence, is starting to look like the number 1 overall pick. He looked very good Thursday night.
See what good coaching can do for you.
Yeah,
in a non-toxic environment.
Right.
That's a jab right there.
It was a jab, but I'm already crushed from the TSU segment. I have nothing left to spill.
You know Michigan State's going to hire him. So,
Mike, your Eagles and Miami, we're going to learn a lot about who the best team is on Sunday Night Football in prime time when the 5-1 Eagles take on the 5-1 Miami Dolphins in the link. That's Lincoln Financial Field for you people who don't follow the NFC. She said, Sunshine doing something with that. Right, and they starting to run away with the division, which scares me because that's the Titans' only path. Langston, it won't be for like a trying. They're building to make it move. Yeah, I like what Detroit is doing, and I love the Honolulu Blue. Now,
and Sunshine got me 27 points in fantasy football. Way to go, Sunshine.
He did good for Mike too, but I was playing against Christian Kirk, and that last touchdown put me in a bind. Damn it. I was going against Christian Kirk. I was so mad. All right, let's do a tell of the tape. She said Trevor had that Lifetime Movie Network. Moving on in a hurry. Mike, who you like in this matchup, Tua or Jalen Hurts?
Well, if we're picking quarterbacks right now, I'm going to go with Tua. He's playing right now. He's playing really consistent.
What?
I think with Jalen Hurts, I think with Jalen Hurts, he's really struggling with his hurt offensive line right now. I know the right tackle comes back, Johnson comes back, and I know Smith comes back. So we'll see what he turns it into.
Tasha, well, let's just go ahead and give shout outs. He said Tua. I'm stunned.
Y'all know I'm trying to jinx him, right? Let's go.
Who you taking, Tua or you taking Hurts?
I'm taking scrambled eggs. Only because, and I was watching one of the shows, and they were saying that they think a lot of Jalen Hurts' issues are because of the new offensive coordinator, because he doesn't seem as crisp as he was last year.
Right. I'm going with Hurts though because he's more durable. Get that oxymoron? Hurts is more durable than Tua.
No.
I'm going with Hurts. I think he's going to show out on Sunday Night Football. Who would you rather have? Cheetah and Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown?
Quack, quack,
and
waddle,
Julio
quack,
Jones, you know?
And Julio Jones, Who would you? Here she go with her fantasy. Who is my fantasy QB? But y'all know I'm a huge Hurts fan. I'm going with Hurts. You going with Waddle and Cheetah, Tasha?
Quack, quack, waddle, waddle. Quack, quack, waddle, waddle.
Which duo you like?
And I'm taking Smith and Brown just because they're a great 1-2 combo. AJ
Brown has 4 straight 125+ yard games. He is turning into a monster, and but you can't go wrong with with Cheetah or with AJ Brown. He says Miami wins tomorrow night. Jalen is off, and Miami will have the Eagles' tongues a wagging by halftime. I like what he did there because of their high potent offense. Let's go right to it, Mike. Who you got? You going with your Eagles?
Yeah, I got the Eagles. This game I got Eagles defense as being the key on this one. The Miami defense is not good, and everyone's not talking about it. But I'm going with Eagles.
Are you scoring with scrambled eggs on Sunday night, Tasha?
Yeah, I'm going with Miami because this is almost like a Big 12 game. They're just going to score. I mean, they're not going to put that 70 up ever again. But I think their
Not on the
offense.
Eagles.
Because not on the Eagles. Because the Eagles are there. Aren't y'all guys kind of banged up a little bit on defense?
Yeah, but we're getting a lot of players back. We got like 5 players coming back.
Oh, that's gonna help. That's the perfect timing on that. Hurts may be on the now. To Langston's credit, he does have 7 picks this year, and if Dak had 7 picks, we would be leading the show off with that. That's a lot of interceptions in 6 games. So, like, I'm going with Miami as well. I just think that I just love their offense. I do, and I'm a Dallas fan. We need to gain that game on them. Ain't nobody right. That's ain't nobody talking about him struggling like that.
No, but Dak played good last week.
Yeah, that was some count. All right, time for our pick 5. We're gonna refresh the people on the picks they may have missed earlier. I'm taking Penn State and the points. It's a 4.5 point spread with Ohio State. I'm taking Penn State and the points, but I think Ohio State wins. Mike is taking Ohio State in the points, and Tasha is taking
Penn State.
Penn State. All right. UT Bama. We got 2 Bamas and a UT right here.
How you just gonna call us Bamas to our face?
Huh?
How you just gonna call us some Bamas?
She said to my face. 2 Bamas and a volunteer.
Not with the musket and the cool.
What do I do then? What do I gotta do this for?
Right, right, the elephant. Y'all, we are completely off the rails now. Thank y'all for hanging in there with us. Now, this one is intriguing. Washington versus the Giants. The Giants are a 3-point home underdog to the Fighting Command Skins.
Can't say that. It's okay.
I'm going with the Fighting Magic Johnsons.
See, thank you, Steve. The fight who?
The Fighting Magic Johnsons. Y'all know Magic Johnson is a part owner of that team.
Yes, and he called them out when they lost to the Bears. He was not happy. I'm like, this ain't the NBA, bro. You don't be chiming in. You're an NBA guy. So we sorry about that, y'all. It's just we punch drunk from all this Michigan news, and we ready for that night game. So y'all know how we doing. All right, Mike, who you got? Dang. I'm taking the Command Skins.
Yeah, I have the Commanders. Yeah.
Okay.
This was a tough one though. I almost picked Saquon just because he was talking in the news lately. So I was like, oh, he might actually go off.
And me and Tasha was talking pre-roll before you jumped on that Tyrod Taylor had the Giants looking pretty good last week. They were very competitive against Buffalo. And if you said Daniel Jones, I might want to change my pick. Can I amend this after the show if Daniel Jones don't play?
Yeah,
as long as it's in the chat.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if Daniel Jones is playing, I'm definitely going with Washington.
And this is a game that I'm glad came on when the Cowboys and the Titans are on bye, so I can sit down and really enjoy it. What up, Stone? So I can sit down and really enjoy this. So, Stone, who wins this game? We have Detroit versus Baltimore. A battle of 2 tough guys. Baltimore's a 3-point home favorite in Maryland. Who you going with, T-Sizzle?
Oh, no, man. It's the bet on black player versus the bet on black city.
Right, these are 2 wire-like cities, right?
Yeah. Not the wire-like city.
In this week's Fan Bowl, we got...
Oh, my God. I'm going to actually go for the Lions. I hate to say that, but
I'm going last on this one because I still don't know who I'm picking on this game. They are both evenly matched. Mike?
I got the Lions.
I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. I think he gets it done at home. He says, I'm going with the upset. I want to see the Lions win. Lions. Everybody's coming with the Lions. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Flores checking in? He's got the Lions. Y'all, I've been pretty crappy on these picks, as y'all can tell. Let me drop this up here. Y'all, I'm down there in the low percentile. I'm fading fast. Let me drop. I'm saying
And you actually gained a percentage too.
Mike, that was in the chat. That wasn't supposed to be on here like this. Now T Sizzle's still in the lead at 73% with 22 wins. Mike is gaining, and I'm falling behind that bus like they left rerun on the intro of
What's happening?
What's happening? I'm falling behind the truck like this. So, all right, I'm down. Now, Marcus says, but you can't count out Baltimore's Omar. That's true. But now we get some Baltimore love in here. Lamar. Tree says Lions. Y'all, this is the game that y'all need to watch before the Philadelphia and Miami. Last but not least, Mike, before we do shout-outs, who's your survivor pick, by the way, Tasha, since I've been eliminated and kicked off the island?
I'm going Steelers over Rams.
Hey, he says, damn, P, you made better grades than your picks, fam. I did. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassing the coach's name. Mike, quit laughing. Who you got?
I got a huge upset. Monday Night Football. Vikings win.
Over who?
Hating ass.
The 49ers.
I just want to hear you saying, them 49ers are going down on Monday night. Says,
it's always a hater.
Michael
I'm swinging for the fences, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Mike, you just said, baby. Speaking of swinging for the fences, is it over for our Rangers?
Man, stop it. Man, stop it.
I got to. Look at Tasha's like, I told y'all wasn't no count.
Man, it came down to our closer, right? One of the problems in the regular season.
Our closer leave the door open. Like he need the door crack. He don't close nothing.
Man, you had a 2-run lead. Like, what are you doing?
Game 7 Rangers is what Lupe. That's right. Hey, I'm with you, Lupe. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take it to a game 7 and do them down there in the armpit down there on 45. How about that? And yes, he said Cousins over the 49ers. Yes, you read that correctly.
Yep.
Mike,
I did.
Are we done tonight? Is the season over tonight?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna force a game 7.
Yeah. They don't even play tonight.
Is the Rangers done? This time next week, will we be in the World Series?
No.
We're gonna leave that there.
Yeah, they play tomorrow night.
I've been heard enough today on this show. My God. All right, Tasha, who you shouting out today? This has
As
been
you all can see, I have my pink ribbon on because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, save the top.
If you know anyone or you have someone who's been affected, go ahead and drop some pink hearts off into the comments section.
Yes, please.
Paul had his mother and his sister Steph. I had my grandmother and my aunt who had breast cancer. So, guys, it's just sending a shout out to all of our survivors of this deadly disease. So I got my little pink ribbon on today.
I echo her shout out onto you, Mike.
Yeah. I actually want to give it a shout out to the parents and all the sports and the extracurricular activities. It takes a lot of work, but they love it. We're doing like a little fun football mini practice with the kids, just something fun outside tomorrow. So looking forward to that. So shout out to all the parents out there.
Right on. Way too close to show as we see the hearts continue to pour in. Happy Pinktober. Happy UT Bama Day. Happy OSU PSU Day. Happy Michigan versus Michigan State Day. We got a good day of college football ahead of us. So we're going to let y'all get to it because kickoff is in less than 30 minutes. So you know how to get down. We will see you in 6 days and 23 hours. Until then, Mike, what do they need to do?
Go Blue.
That's it.
Vamos Azul.
We out.
We out.